নমস্কার, আমি শেখর আর আপনারা দেখছেন এনপিএস নিউজ বাংলা, সময়ের সাথে আপনার পাশে। আজকে কলকাতার একটি অভিজাত হোটেল অর্থাৎ আইটিসি সোনার বাংলায় ডাক্তারদেরকে নিয়ে, বিখ্যাত ডাক্তারদের উপস্থিতিতে একটি স্পেশাল সিজন ছিল, একটি স্পেশাল ওয়ার্কশপ ছিল। মার্চেন্টস চেম্বার অফ কমার্স অ্যান্ড ইন্ডাস্ট্রি Cmri এর উদ্যোগে কি নিয়ে আলোচনা হলো, কারা কারা উপস্থিত ছিলেন, দেখুন তারই একটি প্রতিবেদন।
Because my family members always complain there are lot of changes in you after basic surgery, like irritation, anger, sleep pattern, this thing. So this is the matter for your further research and take home. In fact, science, whether basic surgery affect on emotional level also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. So, first of all, congratulations that you finished 10 years of after bariatric surgery. And the second thing is that, are you saying that emotionally you are better or you worse? I know. So, definitely, I don't know any person in this world who lost 5 kgs and was unhappy. Is there anybody in this room who lost 5 kgs and is unhappy? You are unhappy.
I wanted to lose 10.
So, the only reason which I can think of when people say, okay, बहुत irritable हो गया है, and that is probably because after any surgery, when a human being you feel happier with the weight loss, your diabetes is getting controlled, your sleep apnea is getting better, your quality of life is improving, your social life is improving, people see you differently, you see yourself differently, you get an amazing level of confidence, right? You get an amazing level.
Tomorrow Sunday. So if anybody wants a link, government medicine is going to be ChatGPT based now very soon. So if you don't adopt, we'll be out. So we're doing a whole session on ChatGPT tomorrow itself. Thank you, sir.
Next, soft tissue kinematics are evaluated for implant positioning and soft tissue balancing. Furthermore, the surface mapping and soft tissue evaluation provides the surgeon patient-specific planning to virtually place implant components and predict post-operative joint laxity through the full range of motion. Once the planning stage is complete, Navio handheld robotics is used to accurately remove distal femur bone per the Navio plan. Next, set rotation and placement for the AP cutout by robotically preparing the pinholes.
As the surgery becomes more and more complicated. So then the race was on, can we do something with leaving these implants intact? Then you can't do it normally. You require technology, right? So here you have the same patient. If I can just forward this. So this was the first technology which came in. So this is about 10 years ago. We had just got this technology. And you can see with this technology, I have left the plate on and still done a knee replacement. So it becomes a much smaller operation. And now, if I had today's date, that technology was only helping me to some extent. I have to still use a lot of experience. But now if I have robot with me, I don't have to use my experience. Robot will guide me a lot in this one. So the next one after that, 10 years ago technology came custom fit. And many of you might have heard me speaking about custom fit technology about 10 years ago. So that technology came after about the previous one, which was the navigation. So custom fit came. The trouble with custom fit was, one, it was expensive. Number two, it took me 2 months to get this customization done, and from US back, these implants were coming back to the patient. So no one in our country, the problem is patients will wait for years and years. But once they decide they want an operation, tomorrow, I want my operation tomorrow, maximum 1 week, but the test done. So that is our patient. So this technology was never very popular. I managed to do about 50 of these, and in the end company said, sir, India I don't think is a market for custom fit technology, and the whole company withdrew because no other surgeon was doing it. So if a technology doesn't get taken up by multiple users, that technology goes. If a drug doesn't get manufactured by many companies, that drug goes. The one on your left is one when we do something different. We've been doing this since 1970, so it's not something new. And we used to get a lot of these people right. This is about 20 years ago we were doing, even then we were doing pretty complicated procedures. However, things became a bit more complicated. We were now cutting bones because they were very deformed, and we were straightening them. So it was not just doing a replacement, you were straightening bent bones and correcting them. So I'm giving you just pictures so that I think the writing is very boring. We're still getting very good results. So the question is, why improve if you're already good? And I'll give you reasons for that. So, I just can't read from here. So, why expecting good results for everybody? How can that be? Like you heard somebody's thing, somebody's fat. So if you do bariatric surgery for everybody, is it going to be good? Absolutely no. So you've got to select. So you've got to select your procedure for what that patient actually needs. But how do I know which patient needs what? And the answer is technology. So you need to use technology to understand what your patient needs. End result is this. You need to get a very straight knee, which looks almost like this, and then change it. What has happened over a period of knee replacement is exactly what happened with the telephones. Many of you in this room might have seen these hanging phones also. But if you ask a 20-year-old, he'll say, what the hell is that? He only understands the one on extreme right. But we have gone from here to all the way there. And as a surgeons, we have been a witness right from here till there. Many of you have been witness from here to there. So things are changing. Same thing with surgery, it's not going to be stable. So these things came to us. So in my previous stint with Cmri, we were the first hospital which bought to Part 2 navigation system, which means what you see in the car now, which navigates, the GPS which you drive with your car now, had already come in joint replacements 15 years ago. We were the first ones to launch that when I was previously with Cmri. Unfortunately, it was not that conducive to it because it was also like GPS. Remember before GPS we had sat-nav, if you remember the days by. Sat-nav didn't take on to that one. It's same thing with that navigation system also. It was cumbersome to use, very, very difficult to interpret the data. So we wanted to do something different, okay?
Snoring is a sign of healthy sleep. Oh, so I have 100% confidence. Yes. So all of you think the snoring is not a sign of healthy sleep, and snoring means there is some obstruction in the air passage, and it can lead to a disease which is known as obstructive sleep apnea, and this is the mother of many diseases in the future. So before I tell you about obstructive sleep apnea, let us tell you something about sleep, because this is a very less well understood state of phenomena. So we have actually 5 states of existence. All of us in the room are either in the 5 state of existence. Either we are awake, or we may be in one of the 4 stages of sleep. I cannot see anyone falling asleep. So all of us are you're awake, but we may be in a 4 stages of sleep: N1, N2, N3, and REM sleep.
He has been engaged in polysomnography for last 13 years and had done several research publications in this area. He is also a neat person working on air pollution related diseases and
Such a huge introduction is going to be difficult. Let's take this talk right away, and I've been greetings from Cmri, and it's a beautiful, great hospital, and as Mr. Roy said, if you don't need it, it's good, but if you need us, we're there. I'm going to be talking about bariatric surgery. How many of you have heard of bariatric surgery? Okay, 20% is not bad. Generally, wherever I go, it's 5%. So, good. Thank you very much. Just play this game for me, please. Choose the odd one out. Tuberculosis, malaria, cancer, undernutrition, obesity. Undernutrition. Okay. Anybody else? Obesity. Why undernutrition? And why obesity? Cancer is a disease. Obesity is a disease. What is the commonest disease in the world? Obesity. So, we are now beginning to understand from this quiz itself, we are not sensitized enough to appreciate the magnitude of the problem, neither the problem. And that's the sad part. Let's see if we can improve on it. Recently, it has been redefined. Because obesity for most of us doesn't sound like a disease, the organizations, the scientific bodies have renamed it as adiposity-based chronic disease, so that we can remember it as a disease, we can remember it as chronic, and it is based on fats accumulating inside our cells. Okay. So to make this we have a disease, but the second line is dangerous. The scientific bodies believe that if your BMI is more than 25, as an Asian, you're all Asians here in this room, then you categorize a disease. Okay? That's dangerous, because I think many of us in this room are BMI more than 25. What's the reason? It is because that when us with BMI more than 25 are there, we have these diseases like diabetes, cholesterol, cancer risks, heart disease, heart attacks we know, so common. Infertility centers have grown all over this nation, I believe. Liver disease, of course, the liver transplant, the commonest cause in India is now obesity. It's not alcohol, it's not hepatitis B, it's obesity, it's fatty liver disease. So what we are looking at is that most of us do not appreciate that much of the disease that we see is because of obesity. What is the pathology? Everybody says this. If you eat more and you walk less, you tend to get obese, right? That's what you believe? Wrong. That's not what it is. This is what it is. It is a set point in our brain which dictates what's my body weight going to be. How many times does your heart beat? Maybe 70, maybe 80, for some of us 60 only, right? Try to run and your heart rate will increase to 100, 120. But when you stop, where does it come to? Same where it started from. What controls it? Brain. Everything is controlled by a set point. It's like the air conditioning in this room. If it's 20 degrees Celsius, it's 20 degrees Celsius. If your body weight is 120, it's going to be 120, no matter what you do. If your maximum body weight in your life was 90, it's going to take it to 90 no matter what you do. Am I sounding dangerous here? Yes, sir. So the obesity cause is not only calorie excess, it's a host of things. And most important thing is your genetics. Your genes decide how much of hunger you will have, how much of food is going to bring control of your satiety, and how much food is going to get absorbed, how much of food is going to get stored in your body as fat. Now am I making sense a little bit here? Yeah? So in your own house, some people eat a lot, like this. Some people eat very less, like this. You see that? You see that? So I'm requesting you, next time when you see somebody who is obese, do not try to put the blame, rather understand it's a complex disease, and the complex diseases cannot be defined as one sort of a problem and one kind of a solution. You can't blame. वो चलता ही नहीं इसीलिए बुरा, वो टूटता ही नहीं सवेरे देर में, बहुत खाता है बहुत. It's not true. It's not completely true. The cause of obesity is complex, is polygenic. Lots of genes are involved as multifactorial. Therefore, if you say if you eat better, move more, you will lose weight, you are probably not completely right. This is right. The treatment has to be individualized because everybody has a different reason. Of course, diet and activity is the mainstay of treatment. Of course.
আপনারা দেখছেন এনপিএস নিউজ, সবার সাথে সবার মাঝে।